Imagine looking up on a bright afternoon, only to watch the sun rapidly shrink into a pinpoint of light as the world fades to black. We tend to think of the night sky as a peaceful, static canopy, but in reality, stars are constantly careening through the galaxy at hundreds of thousands of kilometers per hour. Gravity attracts all matter. The closer and more massive an object is, the harder it pulls, winning the cosmic tug of war. Our sun contains 99.75. As Earth is violently pulled away, our sun rapidly shrinks in the background. The final winter of humanity begins. By the time Earth crosses the orbit of Mars, the average surface temperature plummets to -50 degrees Celsius. The polar ice caps aggressively expand toward the equator, and all surface plant life simply shrivels and dies. Global infrastructure collapses under the cold. People are forced to huddle indoors, burning whatever they can for warmth, while rationing final food supplies. At Jupiter's orbit, temperatures hit -150 degrees Celsius. The water cycle stops completely. The ocean surface freezes into a thick block of ice. Beneath it, salt concentration drastically increases, poisoning marine life, leaving only extremophiles clustered around deep-sea geothermal vents. The physical separation from the sun systematically suffocates the interlocking ecosystems that rely on solar energy to function. As Earth passes the orbit of Pluto, the sun is completely stripped of its power. It becomes just another point of light in the sky, blending in with the surrounding stars, even during the day. Approaching absolute zero, we hit the freezing points of nitrogen and oxygen. The gases we breathe physically condense into solid crystalline structures, falling as snow. Over a few years, this accumulates into a 10-meter-thick sheet of frozen air, burying the planet. Earth leaves the solar system entirely. It becomes a rogue planet, drifting alone in the absolute darkness of interstellar space. The surface is now entirely sterilized, vacuum-sealed in a crust of frozen air, and totally cut off from the universe. Because we already track the trajectories of nearby stars with high precision, we would see a rogue visitor coming while it was still light years away. This massive head start gives us thousands of years to prepare for the inevitable shift. Our survival strategy would require relocating millions of people deep underground into massive, heavily insulated bunker complexes. This animated cross-section of the Earth shows how those bunkers would function independently of the sun. By tapping into the radioactive decay of the Earth's core, these subterranean nodes utilize geothermal and nuclear energy, generating heat and electricity from the inside out. Over hundreds of thousands of years, these subterranean societies would adapt perfectly to the dark. Future generations would eventually watch historical footage of blue skies and open oceans, dismissing the sunlit surface as an unbelievable myth. If a habitable new star system ever drifted close enough, we could actually leave. With the atmosphere completely frozen on the ground, there is zero aerodynamic drag. Launching spacecraft requires a fraction of the energy. Earth effectively transforms into a cosmic lifeboat, carrying humanity across the void until we can reach a new star.